There she goes, yeah! Having fun, ain't he? You ready to go? Ready to fly? Ready to go eat steak and mashed potatoes? That's what I'm excited about. So we're going to meet the family. We're going to do a little bit of Texas Roadhouse tonight. Of course, if you guys watched the last video, you know that my dad's got the Magna. So him and mom are to come ride with us, and we're going to be just kind of convoying up there to get dinner. So haven't really been able to eat out since the whole COVID thing hit. You know, we did Cracker Barrel, which is a lot of fun, but nothing like fancy, you know. And Texas Roadhouse ain't fancy, don't get me wrong, but it's good enough to go eat. It seems like when I asked the boss, "Are you ready to go?" and she said yes before we pulled off, what she really meant was no, I am not. I know.
I can't find the strap.
I don't know how to help you. There's Brian Shock. Got it?
Yeah, sorry.
No, you good?
I knew I was forgetting something.
Yeah, that's why I asked if you were ready and you said all right.
I thought it was. I just forgot.
Yep. Awful nice people. You want me to put mine down so we look cool together?
Huh?
You want me to put mine down so we look cool together? So where are these people at? It's hot out here. Yeah. Hurry the hell up. What are these people doing? They've been in the car, they've been out the car, they've been talking to each other, been hanging out, doing their thing.
How can you just let people do what makes them happy?
Well, because sometimes what makes people happy is methamphetamine. Some real good waiting we've been doing. Let's do more of this waiting thing. There's a completely different motorcycle. We should invite them to dinner.
Let's do it. Wave them down.
They turn around and come on back, they can come to dinner with us. I tell you, as soon as I take my gloves off, I guarantee it. As soon as I take my gloves off and zip this jacket down, they're gonna come whipping through that light like nobody's business. There's a bike. Does it have two people on it? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, Clyde. Yeah. It's alright with you if I put my gloves on? Oh hey. What's going on? Oh, aren't you cute? Are you also wanted? Are you wanted, dead or alive? We're going to turn it down just a little bit, make sure they stay with us. We're going to pace along a little blurred here. I like his helmet, he's got a chrome dome. Part of riding with a group's real fun when you got a whole group of bikes running together. They're a little bit more noticeable, it's a little bit safer. Not to mention you got other people there in case anything goes wrong, you know, I mean, you drop a bike, you get hit, you know, run out of gas, you know, hit a rock and low, I mean, just about anything, you got somebody here for you. I rode with the Pat Guard for a little while. They were a lot of fun. You know, I mean, they were a lot of fun guys to start off with because most of them were fellow vets and just generally good people. And we were doing, you know, different things like funeral processions and that sort of thing. And there were some really cool missions these guys did that unfortunately I didn't get to be a part of all of them, but you know, they do a lot of things for kids, for the Gold Star families. You know, obviously they do the funeral honors. You know, we picked up guys from the airport, you know, and escorted the body all the way from there to, you know, final resting place. So we picked them up in like Norfolk, Virginia, and then rode them all the way to up to Arlington. The one that I thought was awesome, I didn't get to participate in this one either, unfortunately, but they did a last ride for a veteran. So he was, you know, older veteran. You know, he passed, he lived down in Florida, and I think he was originally from New Hampshire, and that's where he wanted to be buried, was with his family in New Hampshire. But his kids, everybody got the idea to do one last ride for him. So what they did is they hooked up a trailer and everything behind a trike, and they, you know, they strapped it down, and Pat Guard members, you know, from Florida all the way up, would trade off with him. So the trike would ride a couple 100 miles or whatever from one state to the other. Another trike would hook up and keep, you know, going with him. And members, you know, would jump in along the ride whenever they could and jump in with these guys. And I think it was just one of the coolest things I've ever heard about. You know, I mean, that would have been an absolute honor to be a part of, but just the idea that this was something that, you know, somebody put in their head that they ought to do is absolutely mind-boggling, that someone was able to put that together, put two and two and figure that out. There's a little part of me that remembers I'm on a rocket and that I could just outright pass just about anything on this highway. But then the rest of me remembers that I got my wife on back and my mom and dad and the bike behind us keeping up, and we're already going about 10 over, so ain't no reason to act a fool. Don't get me wrong, man, I love motorcycles, I love riding, I love going fast, but I'm also a husband and a father and an adult, so unfortunately I gotta keep it semi-toned down on this rocket. But you might ask me the question, you might say, hey Zero, then why did you buy a Rocket 3? Well, I want to be a hooligan from time to time, but I think you just gotta choose your moments to do hooligan stuff. I'll be a hooligan when my wife's not on the back and when I'm not going to dinner with the family. I'll be a hooligan on the open interstate where I got a straight runway and a state police officer that just likes to give tickets. And that's when I'll be a hooligan. And then he'll remind me to cut that crap out because the Virginia State Police don't play no games. I think. Go up, see. What's going on, man? I think. What's that?
I said my first Harley.
Oh, dude, it's pretty. It's pretty.
Yeah, I was at the cross, I was at the sports bikes. Everybody decided to go with these, you know, these bikes.
They're a little bit more comfortable.
A lot more comfortable.
They're not?
Yeah.
Oh, they are. Good. Yeah, man, you too. What a nice guy. I tell you, that's this community as a whole. Just god-awful nice people. I didn't want to make you run a second one. I didn't want to make you run a second one. I know. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. Woo. That was a weird takeoff. They look packed. Hey. This is fun, you know, just getting out, go out. I see mom and dad, you know, I am pretty tight with my parents. So getting us to go out and kind of have a good time with them is a lot of fun. Especially, you know, like obviously I grew up with dad, and a lot of boys do that, a lot of guys do that growing up. They end up with a lot of the same hobbies as their dad. You know, there's some things that we're not as into. He enjoys working on cars and stuff more than I do. You know, it's a hobby of his. I enjoy working on computers and doing streams and that kind of stuff. Not something he does, but we both love hunting, we both love fishing. You know, we love getting on the bikes, both of us, and mouth of the South. We can sit here and talk all darn day, which you should have noticed by now with me. But kind of these hobbies that keep us close, keep us doing stuff together, I tell you what, that's what it's all about. And that's what I want with my son, you know. And that's, my dad and I have such a good relationship, probably more than, you know, father and son should. We're kind of this really tight, oddly tight, you know, parent-kid combo. But it's fun nonetheless. That 750's got it though. I mean, you're running double, so you're running doubles on that 750 and he's toting along just fine. The hell is he going? You having fun? I'm just trying to hold on to this lane. Maybe tone it down for just a second. We're going past VSP headquarters up here on the left in a moment. I know quite a few of the stadies and the locals like to hide in these areas up here. That and I ought not be riding this fast anyway. Before I end up in jail tonight. It's a 55, I was running 70, which in the state of Virginia is reckless for 15 over, so let's not get too reckless. I was just talking earlier about not doing hooligan shit, but unfortunately on this one I just can't see the damn speedometer unless I lean back. Look at that. Look how pretty that bike looks. There you go. There she goes. Yeah. Having fun, ain't he? I tell you, that little Magna's got some bite to it. It's a 750, but I guarantee you it would keep up with the Sportster. We'll put a 1200 Sportster beside that 750 Magna. I bet you'd outrun it. I'm still dying to race something in this. I'm still dying for one of those moments where the sport bike runs up on the cruiser and revs. I had that happen on the Magna, knew I had no chance and went for it anyway, because the guys that worked with me with Geico were behind me. So instead I felt like I had to at least like go to the challenge. The dude was real cool, you know. He threw some weird gang signs at me, but other than that, I mean, he was cool. I got some friends with sport bikes, so I ought to reach out to them and see about riding with them. I felt bad on the Magna because I couldn't keep up, you know. I mean, they're all cracking and running. And this thing will keep up, and that's so much what I love about this bike, is it's so unassuming. Like, it, you know, it looks like it's just a big ass cruiser. And when you think big, you don't think here's a bike that's going to 0 and 60 and, you know, 2 point something, 3 point something, 2.7, 2.8 to 3.2, depending on the rider, depending on what you have in it. Mine should do it in like 2.8, 2.9. I'm not a quick rider, I'm a big guy, so I'm probably going to hold up in like the 3.2s, 3.3s. I haven't really tried, you know, I haven't really snapped it to that point. That being said, you know, I should be able to hang out with all my friends running their 600, you know, Ninjas and CBRs and, you know, even your R3s or 6s. I should be able to hang with them, no issue. I just look funny riding with them is all, but riding is riding. I talked about that earlier. Riding is riding. As far as I'm concerned, I don't care what you're riding. If you're riding a sport bike, you're riding a cruiser, as long as you ain't riding a damn scooter, we good. I'm not gonna do much more than that because deer like to roam these highways. But that's a nighttime, I was easily running 60 on that because I was slowing down quite a bit and I'm running 55. I'm wondering if when I was running the half shell, if I just didn't notice this, but I have noticed myself with the full face just doming the crap out of some bugs. You know, lightning bugs, moths, beetles, you know, I mean, just stuff keeps smacking my face and I can see it like splatter. That one was a little interesting. It was just like the green splatter just splattered in front of me. I feel bad. I like lightning bugs. They didn't do nothing to me. I domed a bat. I domed a bird. I mean, I'm just doming the heck out of everything. There's another one. And that was on the windshield. Still glowing. Poor fella. Oh, it just feels good to be moving, folks. I'm telling you, you don't even know. It is toasty down here right now. Also got about 4 minutes to park this thing and get online. It's Deuce's big stream tonight because he just got all those stream graphics done, and I feel god awful bad about showing up late. So I'm gonna have to whip this thing around some corners. Can't tell I got too much damn gravel back here, can you? What a beast.